listening to the Beercraft Homebrewing Podcast. Tune in every Wednesday night at 6:30 Pacific for a dose of beer and brewing banter with your hosts, Ben Holm and Andrew Ziegler.
So hop aboard for a little wit and wisdom in the Pacific Northwest, because it's always beer 30 on the Beercraft.
Well, I got my first sunburn of the year on Sunday, which is how I know it's officially brewing season again.
No. We got sunburn. You can see it on my forehead.
That's
right
fair.
Here.
Collective bad decisions were made.
Right, 42 gallons worth of bad decisions.
Yeah, the NORWA Homebrewer Guild had their Big Brew Day celebration on Sunday. We had a big system, big kettle, and no shade.
No shade whatsoever. So, just enough cloud cover to fake me out.
Yeah. You don't really feel that shit till later. Suddenly your arms are cooked, or your neck is
or my
cooked.
Forehead.
Yeah, all of it.
Well, I looked down halfway through and realized I was a different color.
That's when you know it's going well, right?
Well, yeah, or not.
Or both?
Yeah,
or both. So for anyone listening, 42 gallons, that is not a casual batch.
No, that's a commitment. That's a full day running a system where you're missing something. If it shows up in what? That's a full day running a system where if you miss something, it shows up in 42 gallons. And the batch got split, right?
Yeah, we divided that up into like 5-gallon increments.
Oh, 5 gallons. So you took home 5 gallons.
Yep.
What did you make?
I ended up doing a Spruce tip beer.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
It is the season.
Very good.
The rite of spring for brewers, right?
Spruce tip. Well, I got my little cut, and you know what? I didn't really have time to do anything, so I'm going to be a Reinheitsgebot purist, and I just made a golden ale.
Golden ale out of it.
Used it with my. I had that London Fog Ale or something like that.
London Ale 3 or something?
Yeah, one of those things I used on a dry stout. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. It'll be a little bit of a fruitier golden ale.
Yeah,
but
that sounds tasty. That sounds tasty. Mine's kicking away, bubbling away. It's got. I don't think it's got much left in it. It's a Kvike yeast. It was kind of going crazy.
Was it?
Yeah.
And you held 90. You're holding 92.
90 degrees.
90?
I'm comfortably holding 90 degrees on the mash and boil, so just it's temperature controlled. I'm like, well, shit. If it can hold 150 for an hour, can it hold 90 degrees for days?
Right.
And yes, which means
so we're 3 days after.
Which also means it's the perfect vessel we can do the kettle souring.
Yes.
In and then boil the whole.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how's your fermentation going?
It's cruising right
done.
now. Like I picked it up, I thought it was done. It looked calmed down, and I had to get it into the freezer, so I put it on the floor, and then I picked it back up, and set it down there. It's going crazy, and I looked in like big fat foam cap, so it's still working.
Good.
At 90 degrees, which is a little slower than I'm used to for Kvike yeast, but I haven't used this strain before. I think it was the Evergarden strain.
Strain
from Kvike Yeastery. We did that show way back.
Cool.
But you know what? You know what time it is?
You know what time it is.
I do know what time it is.
It's
beer 30. Yeah, we got a little
thirsty.
We got a little something different today, don't we?
Oh yeah. You know what I brought us today?
Not even fucking beer.
I'm bringing. It's not even beer, but it's cider. So it's Alpenfire from Port Townsend.
Okay.
And
Port Townsend.
it is a smoked barrel aged reserve dessert cider.
Okay. I wonder if it was something like a little sherry finish on it. It looks gorgeous. It is a beautiful amber kind of isis. I'm going to say that's from the barrel, that deep coloration.
Yeah. If I get this right, I can't see.
Comes with no instructions on how to open it, does it?
Well, you got to be like, I don't know how to do a wine bottle in the middle. I just don't want to mess it up here.
Try to get in the middle.
Yeah, because it's a cork.
Yeah, corks are kind of a show these days, and not a great show. Winery grade corks, the really uber premium ones, are ridiculously expensive, and the A grade cork of today is really the C grade cork of yesteryear.
Does it got to go all the way in there?
It's got to get down in there, yeah.
Yeah, we hardly ever have. Oh, this way.
There you go. Progress, brother. Progress. Hey, you did it without shredding the cork. That is always a good day.
Smells very good.
Oh, yeah. That smells really good. Nice apple flavor. I'd expect to see apple on an apple cider. That is pretty, though. Better put a cork back in that thing. in a minute. I gotta drink it first. Okay. What's the ABV on this one?
Let's see here. It is 18%.
I was gonna say because I'm like getting like a strong alcohol nose on it.
Yep, hot.
Yeah.
Smoke is a dessert cider made from an estate-grown true cider apple. The late season apples growth using the organic method gives the color deeper, richer flavor, full body. After a brief fermentation in the winter, we halt it just at the right point to preserve some of the residual sweetness. Then we put it. Let's see, it's hard to read.
That's fine print.
Smoke is then aged in minimum of 8 months in whiskey barrels and as a creative blend of other oak chips to create a unique dessert cider. Rich, sweet apple backbone and an earthy peatness mingle throughout the sip. A perfect smoke. Okay, after dinner tipple.
Yeah, dinner tipple. That's a word.
Tipple.
A tipple is a small drink. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A small, strong drink.
A perfect smoky.
Yeah. I do get some of the.
After dinner tipple to enjoy the dark chocolate.
I do
cheese
get
plates and dried fruit. Okay.
It's definitely getting like as it's warming up. It's definitely like or a blossoming.
Yeah.
I'm getting that phenolic peat
says
hit
chill
to it.
but
yeah, probably. But this is technically an apple wine then, as it's over 7%. It's pretty cool though.
Whoa.
Cheese.
I've had
and
a taste
fruit.
of this at the cider fest or the beer fest.
I would eat that with cheese and fruit. An adult Lunchable.
So this is at least a year in my collection. In my collection right here. Because I bought it last year at April Brews Days, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely sweet without being
smooth,
without being like cloying, right? I was expecting like a sherry sort of like, sugar punch,
right? Me too. Yeah, like a sweet dessert,
right?
And it's really not.
And
it's
there's
a tiny bit of that sweetness.
Yeah, but you still have acidity. You still have that smoke layer, the oakiness is kind of like really pronounced in there.
I could definitely
the peat.
Let it be a little hotter on the alcohol side, just to kind of get that little fire going.
Right. Start screaming brandy. Where's the because it looks like more like a brandy than anything else. God, it would be fucking fantastic with a brandy in it.
With a brandy back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sip them both.
There you go. Do that. I think you will be.
Sounds good.
I think you'll be pleased with that result.
Yeah.
I actually got back into brandy. We were using them for a lot of like fruit preserves or drunken cherries or drunken blackberries, stuff like that. Anna was also using a lot in her tinctures for fun. The herbal tinctures she does. And we ran out of whiskey, so I grabbed a bottle of brandy and I poured myself. It's the right color, so I threw that on ice like I would so much of my whiskey. And damn, I really enjoyed that. Like the oakiness was there that I wanted. The booze was there I was looking for.
Yep.
And then like some cool fruit flavors layered on top of that. I'm like, well, that doesn't suck, man.
Yum.
Yeah, it was
brandy.
Brandy is
distilled
fruit
juice.
It's fruit. It's wine.
It's distilled
starts
wine.
its life as wine.
Yeah.
The story goes that it was invented to try to save on shipping of wine. If we distill it first, then we can ship it to where we got to go and reconstitute it, and poof, wine. Nope, that didn't happen. But fuck, you got drunk anyways.
Brandy happened,
and it was pot, and they sold it all anyways. So
right.
Problem zero, right? Like interesting thought experiment, new category,
a different way.
Yeah.
That's a good outcome to that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll drink to that. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. So tell me about your brew day.
Well, you saw most of it. That was fun.
I saw all of it.
Yeah, except for the boil portion.
You saw most of it.
Yeah. I only have one eye, so. No, it was good. That was the first time on that one barrel system. We had with 50-gallon. They're really like 55-gallon kettles. If you to the lip, it would be 55.
Yeah.
So we dove in with some like 87 pounds of grain.
87
went into that
pounds?
thing. We were a little off in our water calculations because I wasn't sure how how that system would, if I was pumping. We pumped the strike water through to underlet the grain bed from the bottom. And so that takes a little bit of time, but I wasn't sure how much it would cool off in its transition from the hot liquor tank to the mash tun on that system. But I think we were pretty close. I think
we're pretty close.
I think we could have gone a little hotter.
We struck in with 170.
168, 170 on the
and we came
HLT.
in to be 148 149.
And all that assumes that the thermometers were any good. We didn't get around to we didn't calibrate the thermometers. So
close enough.
Yeah. It was beer, we're going to make beer flavored beer.
We did.
So 87 pounds in, mostly it was pale and 2-row from Skagit Valley Malting, who are back in operation. So I'm looking forward to bringing in Skagit Valley Malting into the shop again. So they've got new stuff, and I got some samples in today. I did a little chewing for lunch, and then I got distracted by shiny objects, so I couldn't actually finish that. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
Cool. We're a good test set up here.
Yeah. I should have brought him in next week, next show.
No. I mean to brew.
Oh, right.
We can test batches really good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hey.
Well, if you're listening, we have a 1-barrel system. It trumps your little 10-gallon system.
That's
so
right.
It's 3 times as much. So 3 times as effective, right?
3 times as efficient.
Yeah.
For the quantity and volume.
No, so that was pretty cool. The system did what we needed it to do.
Right. So what we did, we came in and we mashed in, and then we did not boil, and then we parted off the mash. The wort to each of the members of the brew club.
Yeah, we kind of forgot we had to sparge the grains. Oh, shit, better clean that other kettle up real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because we were just, we'll just do it with 2. We don't have to clear the other one.
Right.
Wrong. Still needed 3
I would have taken the first runnings.
Yeah, that'd have been great. The first runnings was fantastic. I think we were like 1060 on the first runnings. I think
first runnings was a little low. You can't be
It was ultimately
feminine.
a little, I think the whole thing was a little low. So we had enough grain to do
the
probably
system
like
performed well.
1065, I think was
I think the process went well, but I think we could have hit a little bit of a higher number. We had an anomaly with the mill, and I noticed when I cleaned out the very bottom of the mash tun, there was a lot of plump kernels in there that weren't crushed.
What I kind of noticed is in the mill, a lot of grains were just bouncing off the rollers instead of going through them. And what I think it was sort of like the slowdown was because it was essentially sieving out the ones that wouldn't go down. And so by the time they did finally fall out, when there was enough of them, it was kind of like the top layer of of each bucket was the whole fucking grain. And you'd scoop down below, and it was like, oh, the crush looks good on this. So I think it kind of like stratified the bucket when like good crush and then the shitty crush, finally going through on top.
Yep.
Big pain in the butt there. So yeah, we lost some numbers. I think we ended up at like 1042, which is not efficient at all. But I didn't do that math, so
we're gonna come out with like a 4.5%. It's a light beer. It's a golden
I took it home and added DME to my batch.
Did you?
Yeah, so that was kind of my plan because I was using a Kvike yeast, and
right.
they really like higher ABV beers.
Okay.
So.
What is yours gonna turn out to be?
I think I did the math. It'll be 1068.
Okay, so that's a 6 point something.
Yeah,
point,
which is a little low for
8.
Kvike. They like 12%. So
wow,
but
that would be.
It's
really
going.
yummy.
I threw some nutrient at it, and it's plugging along. So I mean, it started bubbling that night.
Good.
Yeah.
Mine didn't start bubbling until this morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that?
Well,
yeast?
I used that yeast.
How old was that yeast?
6 months in the fermenter. Remember in that bucket. So had to come alive. Yeah. I had no other thing to do.
Oh, was it? So you racked the ox?
I racked the ox into
stout
I kegged
off,
it.
and then
I kegged the ox, and then scooped out of the fermenter my yeast. And
so I think that was 1098 we used on that one.
Maybe 1098.
Yeah.
It wasn't 84. 84 is what I should use.
Right. Well, we were out of it when we did that. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I took it home, and so what did you end up hopping with? I can't remember. I picked something up.
You picked up 2 ounces of Cascade.
Okay, when did you add that?
Light hop, just an ounce at 60, and then the other ounce at 20.
That's a classic, right?
Yeah.
Cascade's like the blue jeans of hops.
Nice. It's going to be a nice light golden ale,
beer flavored beer.
Good drinking.
I love beer flavored beer.
You remember I got 8 gallons, right? So
did you? Yeah.
So 8.5 gallons.
Okay.
So that guy boiled down to 5. So yeah, I'm probably looking at a 6.5%.
Yeah, you went that route.
There,
yeah, that's right. Everybody got theirs, and
I was left with the rest.
I could have gotten another
8 gallons,
6. I could have got another gallon to give myself a full 5 gallons, but I was like, fuck it. I'm okay with a 4-gallon batch today. Yeah. I'm not greedy. I'm tired, is what I am.
Yep. You're tired. Jeez.
Yeah. It was a long day. We started at 10 a.m.
Cleaning up, and I had to clean up the whole system, and I ended up putting the whole system away.
Yeah, I was gonna come by the next day.
Yeah, I was able to. Once it's out of the little space, then there's room for me to manipulate it and move it and rack it up on the side and put it on the rollers and roll it in.
Gotcha. Once it's outside of the
when we were in the little space right there, there's
nowhere
to get leverage.
You got one angle you can use.
Yeah. So I was able to do it and got it back in.
That's cool.
So all hemmed up and put in for you. It's
cool.
Then
you boiled in the big kettle, didn't you?
Yeah, I boiled right in that big kettle.
What was the evaporation rate like?
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, less than an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3.5 gallons in an hour. Yeah, and usually you get a gallon maybe.
I mean, like
and
like a 8-gallon, 10-gallon, like 8-gallon narrow. Like if it's narrow, taller than it is narrow, that's a pretty good boil off.
Yeah, taller than your diameter. And this is had a lot of space, had a lot of head space, a lot of evaporation space to come off there.
Yeah.
Boiled really nice. My propane tank froze to my carport because I drained that thing. I was like, oh my gosh! I'm halfway through the boil. I'm like, this propane tank is running bad because we use my propane tank for most of everything.
Oh shit!
And so it emptied it out, and I don't have a vehicle, or I'm boiling. I couldn't just
run away and grab something. Yeah.
It would have taken too long, so I just let it go, and I barely made it.
Well, at least you made it.
And it was frozen. Frozen.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I'm
like trying to pick it up. I'm like, what the heck? Yep. I was like, I used all that.
All the way to the bottom. I took it home and I threw it in the mash and boil, the electric kettle I have at the house, and threw that together. Came up to a boil faster because I was not at 5 or 6. I was not at 5.5 gallons. I was only at 4.
Oh, 4.
So,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that was fine. Or I was at 5. So, yeah,
it was good.
It was great. I ended up doing like Centennial at 60, and then Hallertauer Blanc at 30, and Flame Out.
Yep.
But I also went in with 10 ounces of fresh spruce tips.
Oh,
yeah. And
are we going to be talking about this?
We are too. Nice. It's kind of like, might as well. I also did a little half ounce of lemongrass.
Okay. That'll complement the spruce.
I wanted to, so I got piney hops, lemon forward hops. I got.
Now you got me excited about talking about this. Here.
All right. Well, let's take a little break, and we'll come right back and do it.
Brewers step up to the kettle against their rivals, the Bad News Beers. GM signals a pale ale with a little Vienna malt to keep things light. An easy mash out for the Brewers. Next up in the order, the All-Star Hops making their way to the kettle. A little late change up, moving them down to a 10-minute edition. Here's the pitch. A clean American ale has this crowd drooling. 68 degrees of fermentation, and it's goodbye beer! Beer and baseball go together like hot dogs and buns. Hit your home run with Northwest Brewer Supply.
Welcome back to the Beer Craft. Tonight we are talking Spruce beer.
Right.
That Brewer's Rite of Spring. That is... So Spruce beer, man, this is about as old as it gets. I mean, Spruce has been...
Wait a minute, this does not... adhere to Reinheitsgebot?
Who fucking cares? Reinheitsgebot, who cares?
Oh, this is pre-Reinheitsgebot.
This is pre-Reinheitsgebot. So it wasn't illegal. It's just older than. So it's like grandfathered into the...
Granddaddy beers.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't count. So
I love it.
Sucks to your Reinheitsgebot.
Yeah.
It is old as dirt.
Old as alcohol.
Yeah, you remember when we did the Kveik Yeastery episode, we were talking to those guys, and one of their traditions in Norway was to use... spruce boughs, and I think alder bough or another evergreen species. I can't remember the name of it, but they would put that in the bottom of their kettle, and that would act as their false bottom during the mash, right?
Wow.
So all the pine needles like overlapping each other. So spruce and another evergreen, and so spruce beer, like boy, that's been a beer thing for a hot minute.
Forever.
So we are, right now, this is spruce beer. And unfortunately, most of you listening, it'll like the fresh spruce tips will be kind of over by the time you guys hear about it. But
a spruce beer is.
It's a beer made with spruce tips.
Spruce tips. The little bright green.
It's the fresh ones.
The bright green growth that you see at the end of the boughs.
The new stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Did
you go pick all of them?
A friend of mine, Brad Williams, picked them up for me.
Nice.
And brought me some last year too. So I had a combination of last year's.
Does he have a spruce tree?
He does. He went and picked them. It's like fresh this morning.
Now, what kind of spruce trees are we going to get into that? Are we going to get into that? I don't. There are quite a few varietals of spruce.
Yes. I think over like 15. So
all
that's
I know
a rather
is blue spruce.
Yeah, Norwegian spruce, and there's a lot.
I've got this old man spruce looking thing out here.
Yeah, the little shrub one.
Yeah,
we tried one of those. We tried one of those on Sunday. It was not tasty. It wasn't as tasty. And it could have been, and those spruce tips could have been older, because the spruce tips would be like, man, you're gonna get them just as they are coming out of the casing, right? It grows a little like brown, like leaf, bud.
Yep.
And then that splits apart as the thing grows.
And that's when you want to grab them.
That it's in there. So it's a tight cluster. That new growth. It hasn't like fanned out. Spruce, right, like kind of like
yeah, because bushy
we around,
eating
like a spruce looks like a bottle brush on the branch.
Brush.
Yeah.
And then I eat those, and
so if you can imagine all of the
before they get to that, when they're in their little cone.
Yeah, and it's all kind of compact. You pick them fresh, and they're real soft, and you can chew on them. They're pretty delicious.
How am I picking these off a huge spruce tree?
You get the ones that are closer to the ground.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, okay. Unless you have a ladder.
Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit. Go grab them all.
Okay.
Do that right now. I mean, by the time you listen to this,
yeah.
Anyways,
a couple weeks
next year.
Be.
But Brad brought them into me, and I I wanted to live inside the bag. Like, it smelled so good. At that stage, I got tons of like lemony citrus aromas off of it. I could not smell the pine forest elements at that point. Just the lemon forward on the this year's fresh stuff.
Very citrus forward.
Yeah, the frozen stuff I had from last year had more of like a pineapple tropical kind of notes to it. And it's like, oh my God, this smells so good. Honey, I'm trying to get, my wife and children to smell this stuff. And it's like, it smells like Christmas. I'm like, you are missing the point. So I don't know what my nose was like filtering out the pine and going straight into the like lemon. So my decisions were to enhance lemon and and play with the pine. So, which is a classic reason for spruce tip anyways, that lemony, piney freshness.
And then I'm not going to have much hops, right? Not going to have very much hop flavor in there. Low on bitterness.
Well, I went with like an ounce. I went with an ounce of Centennials. I didn't do the math.
So that's almost getting IP. That is getting
it's
IPA
up there.
Range. Yeah,
it is up there.
An ounce in a 5-gallon batch should render you about 50 some IBU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very blonde IPA, and I'm okay with that.
Like Centennial would be a good match. Very citrusy,
the
very
citrus piney. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the flavor profile I'm going to do today. Hallertauer Blanc has a beautiful like lemongrass flavor, so I added more lemongrass to it. Bring it all together. I want all of that.
All right, let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Okay, so you had to did you prepare your spruce tips prior to your brew?
I took them out of the freezer. You mean? Yeah. Okay. That's what I did. I took them out of the freezer and I stuck them in a sock and I threw them in the boil at the 10-minute edition.
That's it. Right out of the freezer into the boil.
Yep.
Bam.
Boop. That's it. Along with the lemongrass.
A tube sock.
It was like a muslin. It was like a muslin bag.
Muslin sock.
It was a muslin.
Muslin sock.
Yeah, they're like 15 inches. You see them like hop editions.
Like a basketball player's sock size.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the knee sock size. Just chuck that in the boil and let it rip.
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, then you threw that in during the 60 minutes?
I did it the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
So
we're hop additioning.
Yeah, I saw some like experiments from the good folks out of Brewlosophy, and they had played with some like boil additions versus dry hop additions. Could people tell the difference? And boil versus dry hop, yes, they could tell. People could tell the difference.
The difference in the terpenes and how the oils react.
But one of the experiments was also, can you taste the difference between a 30-minute addition and a 10-minute addition? And the answer was no. So all of the elements there
are isomerized differently.
Well, it doesn't. There's no alpha acids, so
there's no isomerization.
It's not really imparting the bitterness or a lasting bitterness, through fermentation. Right. So the elements, the aromas and flavors, those are there and persistent at 30 minutes or 10-minute additions. So I was fine with 10-minute
edition.
Minutes
fine, yeah.
But I also had like 10 ounces of it. And I saw one that was like 20 ounces. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but I have 10, so I'll do that. But I saw some as low as like half an ounce. And getting character out of it that way.
Yeah,
so.
Just a little nuance of flavor.
Yeah, but this one,
aromas.
like the history on these types of beers, like this is the stuff. This is some of the stuff we were using before hops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
well,
not necessarily like grew it.
Let's get through our lemongrass here.
Oh yeah.
So we throw the spruce tip in before the lemongrass?
It all went at the same time.
All at the same time.
Yeah,
all in the same sock.
I had dry lemongrass in another. It was in a finer like tea bag, like fillable tea bag style, but it was about a 4-inch tea bag instead of the little 2x2 or whatever. But I threw it in all at the same time because like I don't know exactly what that would do. I mean, steeping for 5 minutes for a tea, that makes sense. But lemongrass gets used a lot, and I've used it in a lot of Thai cooking as well. The fresh stuff.
What happens if I put my spruce tips in? I boil. And they're not in a bag, and I just throw it all. I don't, I have a counter, a counter chiller, or so I don't have to worry about it filtering or anything. Plate chiller.
The spruce
throw
was
it right into the fermenter.
They were floating rather well.
Yeah,
still at the. Well, I can't recall if it all the way to the end because at the end I threw the chiller on top of them, so they all got sunk down that way. But I'm pretty sure those bags were still like hanging out. They're pretty lightweight.
Right. So they'll hang out in the fermenter too. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And boil away.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did a little, digging on where these kind of beers came from. And, we talked about like Norwegian tradition. It's definitely part of that tradition. But I found some interesting stuff related to, the like 1700s with like sailing Captain Cook, in fact, in his trips to the Polynesian islands, he was convinced that spruce was would provide support and curative elements for scurvy.
Okay.
And scurvy is really, it's a vitamin C deficiency that causes like fatigue. It causes slow wound healing. It causes swelling in the joints.
Ooh,
and also your gums will pretty much rot down to the roots. Your teeth fall out.
Oh, gross.
Your breath smells like death.
That's why pirates look like they do.
Probably from the scurvy. And long sea voyages, and we're talking like months on a slow vessel.
So
they'd pack stuff.
Was it true? Spruce tips worked?
Well, there is some vitamin C in
Why
there.
trees? Why are they doing trees in there?
Well, it was a more stable version of vitamin C. Like you can't take, even if Captain Cook had a lemon tree, the lemons would rot out or run out before you could pack in it. Really, because you leave port,
lemon tree.
You leave port, and you've got to carry it all with you. Right,
Yeah.
You got to carry it, and if you don't have it, it's not there. You're not going to get it, and that's where kind of scurvy comes from.
So how much vitamin C was in the scurvy compared to say the limes?
Well, I think it's mostly it was like a portability, so we could make a beer from it. And a lot of those beers were like molasses and ferment and with spruce. That's a classic kind of like 1600s, 1700s recipe for this stuff. There was some reports
Spruce
of
brewed ale.
But yeah, so scurvy prevention was a big deal for a maritime colonial expansion program. The scurvy problem would actually continue into would continue to be a problem, and I think like a lot of the gin and tonic kind of like was a medicinal. The tonic water and gin was a medicinal carrier for vitamin C, right? So like it would be issued as a ration. Right. The Brits.
Here's your gin and tonic water.
Yeah. And like here's your here's your daily ration.
Your toddy.
English, the British Army in the New World here, in the fighting the French in French and Indian Wars, out in Canada, and New England, they were also everybody, at least one person in every troop was assigned to make beer, and it was molasses and spruce beer. And it was the restorative that was, that would carry the army.
Right. Yeah.
Give them beer.
Just like you had to have cookie,
Yeah.
Had to have cookie. You have to have drinky or
got to have it,
brewer.
And you were, I think in like your contract too was be like, well, whatever your enlistment would look like.
Right.
You were promised a daily ration of beer.
Wow.
To serve in the military.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and so that was so Jeffrey Amherst is actually the one who.
So did they start putting spruce in after the limes? So they already figured scurvy was on the, on the
yeah,
list
like
here
scurvy is a problem, and they were figured out like.
They already knew limes worked, right?
I'm not sure where limes start fitting into the story.
Okay, so, so spruce
but
was
what
first.
What we did find is there was some a story of like in the North American colony, James Amherst, like his whole company, his whole ship was kind of fucked, and local native tribe gave them a spruce concoction and cured the whole thing. And
wow.
So
they got off the boat. They're feeling horrible.
Oh yeah, like
they're like, oh,
gonna
gonna
die.
And so the locals, the natives, came in and with some spruce tea.
Yeah, and
I would think.
and he was heavily promoting spruce as the curative, and brought it really into the Americas. I think even like the colonial. Colonial America, they were still doing like molasses and spruce as a classic beer. I actually want to do that one. I kind of like molasses and
what
beer.
Would that make? I mean, you would what? Ferment just molasses water?
Right. An extra nutrient, some yeast, and some spruce. I think I would do that.
Let's try that. And then we'll make a show about what we really did and didn't do.
So that's kind of the past.
Sounds fun.
Right? We got a lot of things going on.
Right.
From maritime scurvy prevention to, a restorative element for battlefield engagement. Like, you gotta have beer. Turns out you gotta have beer. It's good. It's really good. So that's kind of then. We still see spruce beers in places like the Adirondacks.
Okay.
The kind of that region.
Yeah.
And it's, largely homebrew. Of course, they're, brewing some other stuff too, I think, out in those regions as well. Something a little more efficient, perhaps. But spruce is still on the menu.
And did we have a show about that recently?
We did, I think we did.
Yeah.
And so, we definitely see kind of this in those regions, like it's a tradition, but it's also part of your survival process and, living
right
way out there without a neighbor to be, unless you're shooting at them, kind of Hatfield and McCoy side. There's some solitary existence out there. So we're still seeing that. It didn't die. It's not very mainstream anymore.
Right. I mean, it's kind of a novelty, kind of a specialty. One of my favorite seasonal beers, the Grey Tannenbaum, could be considered a spruce beer.
If they, for sure. I mean, I know they're definitely
with the Christmas tree.
I know they're leaning into the Christmas tree. The piney element. They dunk a whole ass tree in that batch, don't they?
Is it a spruce tree or a fir tree?
I'm not sure.
And are they related? They're both conifers, evergreens.
Yeah. Yep. Cousin-y kind of things, but not breeding related.
But super good anyways.
Yeah, so that beer definitely, I'm sure they probably used a blue spruce at one point in the, because I think I've had a spruce Christmas tree as well.
Yeah. A
Very,
blue one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so, shove that in there. And so
Ah.
it doesn't have to be necessarily be fresh. You can do it with the older stuff. And one of the things I read is like, you take the boughs, the branches, and you just boil them until the bark falls off. You just boil it till the bark falls off, and then you can strain it out. You add your molasses and your sugar, and off to the town you go. So it doesn't.
You straining the bark out of your.
Yeah, you're probably gonna
kettle?
you're gonna get your solid separation method of choice, however you do it, in a sock or bag or a false bottom or more.
Just needles in the false bottom.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited how that beer turns out. So that one's clicking around. I should have that one into the studio here in 2 weeks or so. Maybe by
taste.
the next. Yeah, I'll bring it in. I'll bring some in to taste that one because the Kvike does finish fast.
Yep. Should be done by now.
Yeah, it was
finished.
chugging this morning. It was still perking along
It
this
just
morning.
finished.
So, maybe I'll crank the heat up. I'm not sure, but I won't get home till later tonight. So what I'd love to see is more of the citrus components in this beer and less of the piney, resiny kind of character. Though I like that. I mean, that Tannenbaum beer, I consumed that for the first time, I think, on this show.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking delicious beer. That is a really good beer. I can't wait for that one to come back. I did not get any this year.
Did we get some?
I don't think we did. I don't think they put it in a can. I heard that this year, but I don't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It is a good beer, though. Goddamn.
I'm going to go back and listen.
If it does end up piney and resiny, I will not be
It is okay.
bitching about that. But I hope it. I really do hope some of that lemony goddamn, that smelled good. It really did. I couldn't smell the piney resins on that. Those were very young tips, like just popped out. The needles were all tightly clustered still. That's kind of what you want. So get out there and look for those. But
did you have to take the little brown casing off?
These were either Brad had picked through them, or they had, he might have done that while he was harvesting. Oh, I imagine that would be like getting sticky too, because I remember as a kid like pulling these things off and I would just chew on them.
Yeah.
And like taking that little papery husk off, get all sticky from that, and was like, no. Like, oh, these are kind of fun.
These are good. I'm going to put these in beer one day.
I didn't even think about it.
Nope.
But so I got that going. I got a sunburn and I got spruce beer.
Spruce beer and a sunburn,
which I'm pretty happy.
That's cool. So, what about fresh versus dried
in spruce?
Yeah. Can I harvest and save it? You said you freeze it.
I froze it, and that worked really well. They were still bright and shiny, like the year-old frozen as it came to temperature on the counter in a bag. It smelled great. It had crazy tropical pineapple-y kind of flavor or aromas, and it was heavenly. I really wanted to just sit there and smell it, but I was like, I gotta use it for the beer.
Gotta use it for the beer. Don't smell up all the smells.
What I would think about drying is, if you ever had like a Christmas tree too long, I mean, I remember growing up, we had one that's out till May, and it's real dry and brittle.
You had a real Christmas tree for months and months. That's like a fire hazard.
Oh, it was brown, bro. Like
in the house.
Yeah. We didn't have the lights on still. I mean, turned on.
But I mean, any spark of boom,
I was
up.
You've
seen
very,
those
very
commercials? Yeah, he's seen those commercials.
When they light a dry tree.
10 seconds and your whole house is on fire.
Jesus Christ, yeah. That's 30-foot flames and shit, yeah.
Because of the resins, all these things that we love in there. They're flammable. Yeah. So we love flammable things. Are these carcinogens?
We're not talking about that. Everything's a carcinogen. Jesus Christ. My concern with drying them out is as they become brittle, your needles just kind of flake off really, really easily.
Yeah. See, your proper response to that joke should have been, there's alcohol in this.
Yeah, why are you worried about carcinogens? You're drinking alcohol, man. Yeah. Sorry, I fucked that one up.
That's okay. Dry. Well, what do we have next?
The next episode?
No.
Oh, geez. We're talking about. Oh, what are we talking about next? So Why does Spruce beer still matter?
Why does it?
I think it really does. It ties you to your region. Like you've got something that's, native spruce. Again, there's like 15 different varieties.
I can go forage.
Yeah, you can go foraging. You can get a lot of that kind of terroir element.
Might be able to support a local homebrew shop, or I might be able to support another herbal.
As long as you're making beer,
shop.
as long as you're making beer, I think you can go out and forage the spruce and make some beer out of it. So you're tied to your region. You've got that going for you. You've got an annual event. I think the fact that your spruce tips are really like 1 to 2 weeks.
Yep.
You have a limited window to go get them, but they do freeze beautifully. I'd used fresh and a year old in this batch, so
cool.
And
I recall you saying something about the difference in the terroir, flavor, and aroma.
If you have different species,
from batch to batch or year to year.
Yeah. So this was also last year's batch of spruce was donated by the same individual.
I wonder if they're from the same trees.
From the same tree.
Okay.
Probably the same hunting grounds, right? So I'm excited for that. But there were differences in the aroma. From the 1 year in the icebox. And so but I think that limited timeline, like, hey, this is something we can look forward to every year. This is a very special beer we get to make. It's like fresh hop beers. You have 5 minutes to make a fresh hop beer, and it's gone.
That's it.
Spruce, you can actually do a fresh spruce tip. If you freeze them, you can do it any time you want.
Right.
So that's a very different thing.
You can't freeze fresh hops.
Fresh hops don't freeze well.
Nope.
Yeah, no, they get mush.
Blow up.
God, they get mush, don't they?
Blow up. Yeah.
A lot of chlorophyll.
It's like frozen mushrooms.
It's like grass, like any flavors are like grass clippings.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, because all the chlorophyll is just
gone.
like blasted out. Yeah, don't do it.
Exploded. Don't
it.
freeze your hops.
Don't freeze your wet hops.
No.
So I think that's pretty cool. You got some cool things to look forward to every year. With spruce or dry hop, the fresh hops. Those are cool.
Just add it to your list.
My annual beers that like Oktoberfest. I'm going to brew that beer. I love to brew that beer in the late spring,
in May.
Yeah, and lager it for 5 months until the fall. That's fantastic. My patience is rewarded. I like to brew my big Scotch ale a couple times a year, so I always have some aging and something to drink because I like that beer a year out.
Yep. You always talk about that
because it's real fucking good.
Are you bringing it in this year?
I will bring some in.
All right. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're bottling up some it's been in a keg 6 months, so we're gonna bottle up that here next week.
I need to get a kegging system going because I just kegged that ox or that stout.
Gotta have a place to put it. Yeah. Gotta get it on gas.
Get it on gas. I don't have anything.
Oh shit. Yeah. Bring it by the shop. I'll at least charge you up. Give you something. Yeah. So I think about those kind of like those annual beers. How I want to punctuate my brewing year with something cool.
Right.
Because I can make an IPA any day. I can make a Pilsner. I can make, any of these
brown ale,
10,000 other
ale.
fucking really popular beers.
Yep.
But when they're, just that edge, just a little edge into special landscape, like, oh, I'm going to do a sour, but I'm not going to make a dozen sours this year, but I'll do one and it'll be cool.
Right.
And,
Now, how does this age? I mean, we're looking at hops, and hops we all know have a shelf life.
Yeah.
How does this resiny flavor, how does it last?
I am not certain about that one. I didn't dig on that side of things. I was like, well, how do we do this? Why do we do this? What am I doing? Got that far.
Because what I would want to do is I would want to make a seasonal beer now while I have the fresh ingredients of spruce, and then
not drink it all.
Not drink it. Cellar it until.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will package this one up. And stash some.
Pack up one,
just so we can in time answer that question.
Yeah, sounds like a great experiment.
Yeah, I will save a 6-pack to have at 2-month intervals.
Right.
How about that? Yeah. That'll give us a 1 year picture. Past that,
speaking of years of beers, you remember during the brew day on Sunday, I opened that one keg of mine that I haven't opened in 7 years.
Oh yeah, boy howdy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
a stout. That was my ox stout that I brewed before I went to Mexico.
That was a while ago. That was 7-year-old beer.
And it stayed here in the house in a keg.
Yeah.
3/4 of the way full.
But it wasn't funktastic. It hadn't gone sour.
It didn't sour. It didn't do that.
But it was very flat tasting.
It was flat.
Yeah.
It was just,
which was interesting. So it wasn't
one-dimensional kind of. Just one-dimensional roast.
Well, you only it makes sense. It would be flat. Like even if you had it on, even if it had gas in there, the equal, the
it would come out, and then the hops are gone.
Oh, for sure, gone. Yeah,
but it wasn't anything like I would think a 7-year-old beer in a keg would taste like.
No, it was just kind of like thinned out, thin and reedy, kind of like.
Crazy.
Oh well, that didn't work. That didn't last. Some of those old beers like barley wines. We'd have high alpha acid hops going in to get 100 IBUs, going into the aging process, whether it's barreled or not. But remember they used to talk about beta alpha acids.
Yes.
Or beta acids.
Beta acids.
And the beta acids, as they break down over time. Give bitterness component. But they don't publish that information anymore.
Right.
I remember hot packaging. It would give alpha and beta.
Alpha.
Yeah, now it's only alpha.
Oh, now it used to be beta?
10 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember a
long time ago, it wasn't. It was just alpha, and then they added betas. Then they took betas off because it confused everybody.
Yeah, or like who cares? Maybe how many people are doing barley wines? It's not a huge style,
right?
But it's another good one to do on an annual basis. Make a barley wine so you can sit on that.
Yep.
That's a fantastic idea. I don't make enough. I've had a few good ones and I've had a lot of crap ones, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Crap.
We did a barrel aged IPA, a 1-year-old barrel aged IPA for the club, and that beer it definitely came out as a barley wine kind of profile. It had the hops were kind of gone, but the oak, there's some bitterness still left in there. It was fucking delicious a year later. In fact, it was better a year later than it was when it was fresh out of the barrel. It was still very bitter coming out of the barrel. Because I think we only barreled that 3 months.
I think this cork is. No, I got it. There's only a third of the bottle left.
Yeah. Well, you got to save some for when you get brandy.
There you go.
So yeah, get out there and get some spruce, man.
Try it.
This is one you can't replicate other than actually doing it. I've seen some spruce tip extracts and I've tasted them, and they're not good. They're not great. They're
extracts,
like,
usually extracts aren't that great.
There's some, there's a handful that are, but yeah.
What do you like for your extracts? What do you think is a good quality, like good, they nailed it extract?
The lineup we used to carry was Amaretti. They had some really, really they do have fantastic products. They're super concentrated. The flavors are real.
Are these fruit?
They're fruit puree kind of fruit concentrates.
Fruit concentrate.
Yeah.
How much am I going to add to a beer? 8 ounces?
Theirs was like I think for a 5-gallon batch, you would be just under half a bottle. So it's like a 7-ounce. It's an 8-ounce bottle or something. Okay. A little thing.
4 ounces. Wow.
Yeah,
that's
and
powerful.
they were pretty strong. And a lighter beer, they would be more pronounced.
Okay, so we got fruits. What other kind of extracts?
I've played with some hop oils.
Yeah,
those have been kind of cool. The only real drawback is availability. There's a few places that will package out 5 ml increments of hop extract because that's appropriate for a 5-gallon batch. They're so they're just too concentrated is what it is, that you can't really it's unfeasible to put it in the homebrew size. Yeah. I did see a new one.
You can't package a drop.
I saw a brand new lineup of fruit extracts and hop extracts. I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to get some actually, but they're just so concentrated. Like you need a drop, and so, goddamn, you're buying like 4 ounces for 10 barrels. What's the fucking ratio for a home brewer? Like
you just got to get your little pipette out.
The bottle's fucking worth. Yeah, but then it oxidizes in the storage because you open the fucking bag. Yeah.
And
so that's
it's got to last you then months. Yep.
So those have been fun extracts. Of course, there's barley extract. Well, I still love barley. I don't mind if extract is nice and fresh.
Extract.
Yeah. Extract brewing is still hella viable. You hear a lot about a twang, kind of a weird twang.
Yeah, we talked about that before, and I think we attributed it to the age of what was used in the homebrew shop.
Yeah,
yep, and how they distribute it to it. Like yours now is
oxidized,
being distributed in half
Stay
gallon,
fresh
1 gallons.
It's 3.3 pound tubs. They're sealed up.
Yep.
They're the old days you used to get like a 18-gallon jug and you would fill fucking Tupperware. You fill
for
smaller jugs for everybody.
Bring your,
and so it's like oxidizing.
Bring your own jug in.
It's not great. That's not great. So fresh extract is a far more viable solution.
I might have to try that.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a wrap on today's show. So if you're sitting out there in listener land and you've got a spruce tree in your yard, you've got a new ingredient you get to play with.
Have some fun.
Next week, we are bringing in some backup.
Oh, finally.
We are bringing in master herbalist Erin Van Heet. She's going to join us to talk about herbal beers.
All right. So instead of guessing, we're actually going to learn something now?
That's the plan. What works, what doesn't, and how to use...
She's going to bring in some spruce tips?
I don't know. We'll see what... She says she's prepared.
Okay.
I'm excited. She's a hoot. She's going to bring... We're going to talk about some real ingredients that you can use without wrecking your batch. So that's the plan. What works, what doesn't, and how to use real ingredients without fucking up your batch.
I could have used that about, 42 gallons ago.
All right. Thanks for joining us all. We'll see you next time.
All but sunshine. See you later.